Guys, Mondo won a Diamond League meet. Welcome to the pole vault vlog where we talk everything. Say it with me. Exactly. Commercial time, everybody loves commercial time. 5, I say 5 pole vault camps are locked and loaded. June 21st to the 23rd in Marietta, Georgia. June 29th to June 30th in Glendive, Montana.
A few moments later.
FedEx guy just came. Danger. Cut towards your face, Shawn. Shank. Ooh, these are for the pole vault camps, but I can't show you what they are unless you come to the camps. July 1st to the 2nd in Cut Bank, Montana. July 19th to the 20th in Shelbyville, Kentucky. And the newest one added to my list is July 24th to the 25th in Moberly, Missouri. Got it. All sign-up info can be found on team-hoot.org/pole vault news. Sign up, guys. It'll be fun. I get to see you, and you get to see what's in that box.
What's in the box?
As of recently, these vlogs are supported 100% by 35 Patreon members. So here's the plan. I'm giving these videos until August to reassess and decide if I keep them going or not. But if you like the content, head over to Patreon and sign up and support these things, and that's what keeps them going. End of commercials. The 3 biggest things in pole vault news last week were: Sandy Morse has been smashing Diamond League meet records the same way you would smash your boyfriend or girlfriend's face if there was a spider on it. I say the spider was there first and it should be able to do whatever it wants. That's just me though. Smashing. Chris Nielsen of, I can never remember what South Dakota, somewhere in South Dakota, breaks the 22-year-old NCAA meet record held by Olympic silver medalist and pole vault legend Lawrence Johnson. He jumped 5.83 meters, which is 19.1 and a half for all us American folks who don't like the metric system. So with that said, congratulations on your NCAA championship and graduating college. Oh dear Lord, he's just a sophomore. And last but not least, there's this guy named Mondingo. Mondo Duplantis just won a Diamond League meet in Sweden. The Diamond League series of meets are the most prestigious, biggest meets. It's pretty much an Olympic caliber World Championships meet because all the same people are there, all competing against each other, and Mondo just won one of those. And a couple weeks ago in Portland, he got second at it. Just a reminder, he just graduated high school a few weeks ago. More like Mondo Duplantis pole and win Diamond League meets. That's it for pole vault news. So I'm letting Patreon members dictate what the vlogs will look like and what they will be. Last week I put up a poll to ask what you guys wanted to see, and the vote came in. How to progress from moving from straight pole vaulting to bent pole vaulting. Step 1. Teach them how to straight pole. Start by teaching and practicing good running mechanics, posture, and technique. Progress those good running mechanics into a fast, aggressive run. Teach an early and tall plant. Move the pole to vertical, emphasizing on pole speed. The goal should always be to land as deep into the coaching square as you can. 2. Graduation. When they end up landing deep in the coach's square and it reaches 80% satisfactory to your liking as a coach, progress to the next thing. The progression is usually just changing a setting, whether it's grip, pull, or run. I usually like to start with grip. So every time you progress up, it should have them landing closer to the box, more in the middle of the coaching square or the front of the coaching square. And your goal should be to get their technique to a level where they're landing deep into the coach's square. So that if you raise the grip, they should be landing closer to the box, not in the box. Those box collars don't need to save your life because you shouldn't be coaching them to be landing anywhere near it. They progress onto the next progression once they land back deep into that coach's box. Make sense? And number 3, bending the pole. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you follow these progressions, the pole will start bending on its own and you won't have to do anything about it because the athlete's speed and technique started to bend the pole. So when the pole bends slightly, don't change everything right away. Make sure they're landing in the back of the coach's box. And then once they do that, then you can start playing with stuff all over again. Remember, energy bends poles. How do you add energy? Now for my example, I was running from 2 lefts or 4 steps, and I was on a 15 175. It's kind of a big pole to start bending from 2 lefts in the grass. So what I would have done is I would have dropped pole. I would have dropped 5 pounds at a time and played with the length and the weight of the pole. Slow progressions until the pole started bending on its own. Slow progressions are the best progressions. Should be written on everybody's forehead. Important. And that's it. That's how to progress from straight pole to bent pole. Bonus, there's a lot of talk and I get a lot of emails about what to do with that bottom arm when you're teaching straight pole drill. How do you let it come on in the inside? And my answer always is, I don't coach that way and I haven't coached that way for years. Here's why. You can use it if you want, and remember this is a little subjective. I just taught you the science of how to add energy into the pole, and this is more the art stuff, the coaching philosophy, how I play with the artsy stuff and mold the athletes into how I want them to look. Trust the science, play with the art. Number 1, it makes it extremely hard to coach the bottom arm when they're ready to start playing with it if they've been taught since day 1 to let it come in. It's very passive right off the bat. It's hard to teach it to be active. Number 2, I found that if you turn early enough, the arm comes in on its own. So here's how most people coach it, right? I'm gonna straight pull, vault. I just hit my fan with my thing. And then, bam, they end up landing on their back in the pit. I don't even like people landing on their back in the pit anymore. I might do it for a jump or 2, and then I'm done with that because you don't want to teach the athlete to go over the bar backwards. You want them to learn how to turn. And ever since I met Caroline White and she's like, I teach a turn right off the bat, so do I now because it makes way more sense than anything else I've ever heard. I usually coach to land on their butt in the pit like this right off the bat. And then everyone always says, but Shawn, you can't get upside down because this thing is in your arm. But if you coach the turn early enough, then their elbow usually goes right where you want them to anyways. And they don't even have to think about it. So I coach the turn right off the bat, and I don't coach pulling this to the inside. Does that make sense? Less is more, guys. That's why I do it that way. I've mentioned all this stuff in post videos about how to plant the pole and why I coach at 1 o'clock, and then there's a turn drill. I help talk about that too. Both of those coincide with this. And you can do those turn drills with the pole and grip transitions, and that'll start bending the pole on its own too. If you have enough poles to play with, that's usually the problem. And last and finally, not least, it is way easier to create a habit than to break one. It's really hard to break this habit of the arm coming on the inside and then getting smashed in the face when they plant the pole. So I don't create the habit so I don't have to break it down the road. Some food for thought. What do you guys think? Am I out of my mind? Or does it make sense? Let's review some videos. Alright, the first video is of Galvin, and he was telling me that he wanted to work on pushing off through the top of the pole because he doesn't know what he's doing, and this was a massive PR for him, and he's really excited to keep going. So after taking a look, I love how solid he is at the plant and the takeoff, so I think we're around roughly 80% good there, so we're not going to worry about it too much. And then for the turn in the top here, if we look right here, we have our right hand coming across our body, so we have this like split motion again, so fireworks versus bottle rockets, which makes it really hard to push off the pole. And then to overcompensate for that, pushes really hard down to that bottom arm, like horizontally off his body instead of vertically through his body, which helps you keep going vertical. So I sent him that how to invert video, which should break all of this down a little bit more, and it's gonna be really good, man. So like always, guys, if you want something at the end and you see that's the problem, you got to go a step or 2 back to see what caused it. And so that looks pretty good, and then it just looks like the turn's late. So start working on that turn and good things will happen, man. Alright, this is 8th grader Gavin. And I wish I looked that good. I wasn't even pole vaulting in 8th grade. Like, the plan is pretty solid. The rest of it looks really good too. Like, it's an overall really, really, really good jump, man. Killer swing. So what I told him is just to have a little bit sooner with that plant. I'm super, 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 super picky about it, but if we look right here, the arm's bent just a little bit, so then it's just gonna hit him a little bit. I know I said I wasn't gonna be very picky on the last one. I'm not a raper. If you're an 8th grader, if you can fix that now, you'll never have to worry about it ever again. So that's like one little tweak. It's insignificant. But the second part is through the second half of your jump, the pole's here, and then your feet are here, and then you see the bar, and you're like, ah, there's the bar, and we just kind of come off at it. And that's super common. So this is where that hula hoop drill I put on Patreon, and I sent it to him too, is just finish that swing, put those quads on your hands, then shoot up the top of the pole, and good things will happen. If you do that, man, good lord, everything looks so good. I could watch this all day. All right, last but not least, this is Zach. He is on the same team as Gavin, and their jumps look awesomely similar. He's in 9th grade, so he's just a year older, but if we watch this plant, early, look how locked that thing is. And the second half of the jump almost looks exactly the same, so both these guys can work on the same little thing together. Another video I'm going to make down the road is an underwater pole vault video to show how underwater pole vaulting can take your jumping to the next level, and I just have to get to a camp with a pool. It's in Montana, guys. Go to Glendive, Montana, and I'll show you how to do that. And then with the planting stuff, he doesn't have to work on that top arm, but I think if he starts working on planting into the bottom, or into a pole, so we can start doing a little bit more with that bottom arm to help add just a little bit more energy and help with the posture and get those 2 arms above their head, good things are going to happen too. So both guys work on that plant, those plant drills and then plant videos I showed you, and then that hula hoop video. If you're on the same team, 1-2 punch at state, I can just see the glory coming for a couple years. Great jumps for everybody. You all look fantastical. If you would like me to review a video in the vlog or just between us, they don't have to be in the vlog. I'll help review it anyways to help you out progress in your pole vault journey. Head to team-hoot.org/gear and I will hook you up. Please do not send me videos through social media. I get too many and I just don't look at them anymore. Sorry. And a huge thank you to the 25 Plus Club on Patreon. If you donate $25 or more, you get your name in the vlog. Every single vlog. These people are rock stars, along with all the other Patreon members. But you guys are name in the vlog rock stars. Remember, there are more than one ways to pole vault. Try what works best for you. If you like what I say, cool. If not, I don't care. I just want you to jump higher. Life is meant to be experienced. Curiosity will get you there. I'll see you guys next week. Boom.